Fake HOA tried to find me on my lawn, but I'm the mayor of this town. You'd think they'd at least Google my name before taping a violation to my hydrangeas. But when a woman like Karen Hollowell believes she runs the world, facts don't stand a chance. The ticket was handwritten in red ink. Violation lawn furniture style not compliant with HOA aesthetic. Fine 150, no signature, no legal code, just the words HOA enforcement team. I'm Alana Brooks, mayor of Crestwood, and until that morning, I'd let the fake HOA nonsense slide. I figured it was neighborhood theater retirees with too much time, plastic badges, and superiority complexes. But that ticket changed everything. I moved into Crestwood 6 months ago after my re-election. Not into a mansion, not into a gated palace, just a modest single-story ranch home with a lemon tree in the yard and a flag on the porch. I didn't move in as a mayor. I moved in as Alana, the widow, the dog lover, the woman looking for a quiet neighborhood after 10 years in public service. But Crestwood didn't like quiet. Not when Karen ran the show. My first run-in with her came when she stopped me at the mailbox. "I noticed your trash bins were still out past noon," she said. "That's not in compliance." "With what ordinance?" I asked. She blinked. "Section B.3 of the HOA code. There's no registered HOA here," I said. "Just a neighborhood watch page and gossip." That didn't sit well. Soon after, citations started appearing. First about my mailbox color, then about my unauthorized street parking my car, parked in my own driveway. Neighbors warned me not to push back. "Karen and her patrol will make you regret it," one whispered. Her patrol consisted of two men who wore knockoff security uniforms and patrolled with golf carts. I saw them photographing my house more than once. Still, I stayed silent. I wasn't here as the mayor. I was here as a neighbor, until the morning they tried to find me in person. I was watering my garden when they pulled up. Karen stepped out with a walkie-talkie clipped to her shoulder like she was on a military mission. Her clipboard had a fresh citation already half written. "Ma'am," she called, "you've ignored 3 citations. You're now subject to HOA enforcement penalty review." I looked at her. Calm. Silent. "This is your final warning," she snapped. I reached into my jacket pocket and pulled out my city-issued ID. Her eyes darted to it. Then I pulled out the badge. "Alana Brooks, elected mayor of Crestwood. And what you're doing here is illegal." The silence that followed could have dropped a pine cone. The patrol officers shifted uncomfortably. One even took a step back. Karen's face paled. "You're the mayor." I nodded. "And you're impersonating a legal authority." Neighbors began gathering, phones recording. One woman whispered, "Wait, she's the real mayor." Another neighbor stepped out and clapped. Then another. I filed a formal complaint that same day, and that's when the dam burst. People came forward with stories. Karen's team fined a single mom for having solar panels. They threatened an elderly man with repossession for having wind chimes. A Latino family was cited for excessive gatherings during a child's birthday. There were no records, no votes, no structure. Karen and her crew had created a dictatorship disguised as a beautification effort. With my legal team, I launched a full investigation. We uncovered fraud, fake documents, forged citations, and thousands collected in fake fines. One neighbor had paid $2,000 over 6 months just to keep her garden lights. Karen wasn't just a nuisance. She was running a scam. I called a public town hall, made sure it was filmed. I stood at the podium in front of 300 people. "I moved here to be part of this community." I said, "I didn't expect to see it ruled by fear." Then I revealed the findings. The forged HOA bylaws. The bank account with thousands of dollars in enforcement fees. The violations issued to marginalized families at triple the rate of others. And I showed the state record. There has never been a legal HOA registered in Crestwood. The fallout was immediate. Karen was charged with fraud, impersonation of an official, and harassment. The patrol officers, one had an expired private security license. The other was already under investigation for elder abuse. Neighbors who had once stayed silent stood up in fury. Karen's supporters shrank. Her signs came down. Her reputation crumbled. We replaced it all with a real neighborhood council voted in, balanced, and publicly accountable. We returned the stolen funds to residents. We tore down the violation boards she'd installed, and I signed a citywide order banning any unregistered entity from issuing fines or enforcing regulations. Now kids ride bikes without fear, immigrant families host cookouts without citations, and people talk to each other, not about each other. But what I remember most is Karen's expression the moment she saw my badge. Not because it was gold and shiny, but because it told her the truth. You can fake power. You can fake rules. But you can't fake justice. Power isn't about controlling others. It's about protecting them. And the moment we stop speaking up, that's when tyranny wins, even in a neighborhood. The entry.